It's Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back to Creative Chat Cafe. If you have your mug, if you're having lunch, you're here in the USA having lunch, bring in your lunch, sit down, and have a good time with us. So welcome back to Creative Chat Cafe. And if you're brand new to the show, you're probably wondering, what in the world is Creative Chat Cafe? So we're the talk show hangout that brings you guidance, inspiration, and results for all your business, your business development, marketing, and also leadership needs. Today, we have a show with the topic of a website. It has to do with marketing, and as you can see, you see my two regular co-hosts right here. Hey, welcome, ladies. Welcome, Lerone. Welcome, Kenya.
Hey, Zeph. Hi.
Hi. How's everybody doing?
Really good. Thanks to daylight savings time.
Oh my goodness, it's freezing up here in the north. And what's the weather like there in Israel, Lerone?
In Israel, it started to get cold in the last 2 weeks. Cold, I mean like 23, 24 degrees, which is Celsius, so I'm not really familiar with the Fahrenheit ones.
I think it's probably still warm for my taste, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're at the season where it's getting colder all around. But anyways, just wanted to share the hashtag for our show. If you're brand new, yes, we do have a hashtag for the show. If you look at the bottom of my screen, it's hashtag Creative Chat Cafe. So if ever you're searching us on Google search engine or anywhere else, that's the hashtag that we use for the show. So I am Zeph Zen, your host. As you can see here, your host for the show. That's my website, entrepreneursthatsoar.com. You can watch the show every Wednesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this website. But anyways, I totally forgot to get you ladies to introduce yourselves because we were on a roll, getting excited. So, Lerone, why don't you get started in introducing yourself to our audience so that they'll know who you are, although they've seen you often on the show, but just a refresher.
Fantastic. So this is the time to say that I'm happy to be with you two lovely ladies today once again. And as I always say, I'm talking from the future. I'm based in Israel, which is 7 hours ahead. I'm a business networking coach, so I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners, and I help them achieve their goals through relationship building, through focusing on the right people for them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kenya, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Kenya Halliburton of KenyaHalliburton.com, home of the Shero Entrepreneur. And woo, the SRHS. And basically what I do is I help women entrepreneurs set up their businesses so that they're free to do what they love and make money while they're doing what love. And so we do that through setting up hands-free marketing, automation, and setting up passive income systems for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenya. I'm going to tell you, folks, she's the one that you want to connect with post the show, because when you're developing your website, not only Kenya, but both of these ladies here, because you've got to talk about branding and connecting with people, your folks out there, and also the content. That's Kenya's turf right there. So we'll have a lot of information for all of you folks out there. So don't miss any part of this. And then post-show, we will have many videos where you can watch very specific topics or, the conversations in today's show, so that you can, if you don't have the entire 30 minutes, you can watch the 2-minute video or a 5-minute video. So today, we're doing 3 things. Usually in the show, we have a discussion about the topic, and today's topic is what makes a good website designed for your brand. Because this is almost the year's end, people are thinking, hey, maybe I want to update and tweak my website for next year. So this is a great topic to us. And the end of the year, so you can get geared up in the next couple of months, maybe have a new website in 2015. And we will definitely give you tips throughout the show. And third of all, and last but not least, we'll have some sort of inspirational resources for all of you. So, ladies, let me ask you this, Lerone. We're talking about website. Usually the end of the year, people get excited because they do a lot of stuff throughout the year, give them new ideas, and they probably want to tweak their websites to kind of, brand themselves better, or probably market their business better. Do you hire someone to build for your, do you hire someone to build the website for you, or do you do it on your own? Do you build your own website?
Yes, well, first of all, I think as a business owner, it's better to know as much as possible about your whole business. And this is why I started to learn a little bit about programming, a little bit about HTML and about website designs. So I chose my WordPress layout, and I did like the initial things, and then I handed it over to the actual professionals, to a designer and to a programmer. But I was so close, I was so like micromanaging them about how I want my website to look like. But it's definitely better to use some professional help, that's for sure.
Awesome,
yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Kenya? I know you're pretty techy yourself, and I'm sure you have some sort of, get your hands wet into building your own website too. So do you build your own website, or do you hire somebody to build it for you?
Yeah, well, because I'm a tech nerd, I do.
We all are.
Yes, I built my own website, and I built my own website, and because I like to play around with different things. I like to use my business as a test dummy, but I also, like Lerone, use WordPress, and what I'll do is, there are certain things that maybe I can figure out what to do and how to do it, but I don't want to take the time to do it. So I'll hire out certain pieces, certain things that I want done that maybe needs to be programmed in. I won't go that deep into the nerd world. I'm learning how to back away, a little bit. So, but I like WordPress because it's very flexible and it can grow with you. As your business grows and as you want to do different things, you can add plugins, and I know you'll probably start talking about integration that will allow you to really extend your ability to do different things with your marketing.
Kenya, I think what you said was so important. Our businesses grow all the time, and it's so important to grow your website along your business evolve and changes. And I think WordPress really allows you to do it in the best way possible.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I'm a big fan of WordPress for business.
See, that's the best thing why we're having the discussion about websites today, folks. And each of these ladies, they both use WordPress, and I don't. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And I don't really consider myself a geek, but people say that I am. But folks, let me tell you this: I do create my own website. However, I've picked the best solution for me, and I'll tell you in a minute in my results section why. So, Lerone, we're talking about designing websites for to kind of match our brand. So do you feel that designing your website to fit your brand is important? Because I'm sure that's a question that is often asked. Do you, by any chance, have any tips to help each and every one of us brand our websites better?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think one of the most important thing I did was to use a similar design in all of my materials, which means my website looks very similar to my business card. You see like similar patterns of design, also to my ebooks and any materials that I resource pages that I give around, also my presentations. So it will always the same pattern. I have like this light blue net. So this is always connect to me when people see it, so they know it's me. I also put a lot of thought about the color. Colors have subconscious meaning. For example, light blue and blue means professionalism and business, whereas pink, which I use, is more connection and loving and it's more warm color. So that's why I did these two colors to show like business, so business networking, also the business part, and then again the human connection part.
I love the way
Yeah.
when you say colors because we're all human beings that relate better to visuals, and I think colors make us happy. We relate to colors, and it's really interesting to see, to hear that you mention it because sometimes people don't think about it. They just think, oh my goodness, it's just let's create a website. Don't think about the branding or marketing in the long run. But folks, that's one of the biggest thing when you actually create. A website, I think, in
Yeah.
the sense that if you want to connect with your audience, basically one of the things that people have come up to tell me is who I am or who I represent myself online kind of is the same thing in person. So I think that's one of the good things that you can focus on, right? Lerone, focus on who you are and connect it to everything that you do on your website.
Exactly, exactly. It's about bringing your personality out there as well. You know, now it depends if it's your website, if you're the leading person, like myself, for example. So my photos are on the website, and you know, it's blog that I provide. So I'm putting myself and my personality out there because, you know, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's so much out there, and the best thing that can differ each and every one of us from the rest is bringing out our personalities, bringing our own personal color, let's say, that colors our business. So it's important to convey. But if it's a business which is not a person does not represent it, then of course give it a personality, give your business its own personality, and again, bring it, show it out there, show it to the people in the right way for your business personality. That's what I think.
Yeah.
What I like about your website, real quick, is that you have, because you're a business networking coach, and you have elements on your website. I mean, I know Kenya will talk a little bit about content, but I like the elements that you put on your website. That seems, because you're a business, like I said, you're a business networking coach. You have elements to engage and connect with your audience, and I think a lot of that is done with, you know, of course, you writing your blog, and then the social networking features about it. How important are those social media aspects of your website to you and your business?
Yeah, you know, we're talking about networking, we're talking about business, and it's all about connecting to other people. So your website can help you connect to your people, if it's through a free gift that you bring, through calling to actions on, you know, on your blog or everything that you write on your website. So it's about engaging with them and calling them to give you a comment on your blog or connect with you or contact me for any question. So that's build the connection even further with your audience. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So, Zeph, I know you built your own websites too, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, what are your own tips on how to choose the right website builder? Does it really matter which one, since there's so many out there?
Oh my God, you're so right. Unlike you ladies who are so, so skilled with WordPress, I don't use WordPress, folks. I'm just not skilled enough. But I do build my own website. Well, it's not to say that I could not, but I just didn't want to focus the time, because you both ladies know what WordPress is very flexible and it can do a lot of things, and it's a very powerful website builder. However, for me, two things that I used to kind of help me decide which platform, which website builder I wanted to use when I build this. Number one is I kind of question myself, and I think most of our folks who are watching today are asking the same question, like, how skilled are you in developing a website, or how techy are you? These days, you don't necessarily need to be a tech person, in my personal opinion, because I feel that there's a lot of templates that you can do and just take a few days to learn it and then just create a website. However, I ask myself that question because it's important, because I didn't want to take too much time learning a platform when I can do much better things, and you know how it is, right, ladies? We have to learn to delegate too. That's why you both created your website and sent it over to somebody. So I asked myself, how skilled am I, or how much time I wanted to develop this website? And number two, I wanted to know what my web strategy was. So I kind of asked myself that in our case, what I wanted was a platform that fulfills three most important categories. It addresses three things. Number one, no HTML or coding required. Hello? I don't do any kind of coding, and to me, if I didn't have to do HTML codes, that would work for me. Second of all, just like what you both said, you chose WordPress for the choice of flexibility and design. For me, design, the ease of design means template. Hello, that's just me. I didn't want to keep on developing stuff using codes. And third of all, it must be cost effective, because I didn't want a website that was so expensive, or in fact hire somebody that cost so much money to do it, and at the end of the day I'm only using it for very specific reasons. So I had to consider all those three things. Do you ladies agree in my point of figuring out what website builder to use?
Absolutely. I think it's so important in what you mentioned about figuring out what you want to do for your business, what your goals are, and then choosing a platform based on, what you want to accomplish with your web presence. I think that's a really, really great point to make.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for me is this is how I thought from a business person's perspective, a business owner's perspective. So as we get busy, if you're a solopreneur especially, you're the bottle washer, you're the chief, you're the cook, you're everything, right? But you've got to ask yourself, where are you most effective? And sometimes you have to delegate certain things to your team members. And I had to think forward and ahead of time, because I asked myself, what if I got busy and needed, still, updates on the website, and I'm not able to be there? Can I pass on this task to somebody else without taking too much time in training them how to use the platform? I mean, duh, because that's one of the biggest things when you're building your own business. You don't have much time. So that was very important to me. Here's what I use. I'm going to show everybody quickly what I use. This is my tips, all right? So find those three things, the three things that, in our business, those were the three things that I had to address before making my selection. Does not require any coding experience, choice of flexibility of design, and cost effective. So I use this website builder called Weebly. So this is Weebly. If you're pretty new to building a website, here's what you can use. Weebly.com. You can go to Weebly, and it's a very simple website builder, but it actually has great features that allows you to pick your themes, drag and drop editors. It has a mobile app, blogging, and e-commerce. Here are my four things that I wanted to kind of talk about. But before we talk about the four things that you should consider about your platform, so this is what the Weebly looks like. I'm going to share with you my tip why I chose Weebly. So let me get that off so I can see, everybody sees this. So number one, I think why I chose Weebly is it has the drag and drop editors. It's really easy. Though it's just a blank page, you can drag and drop things, images, pictures, music, videos. It makes it so much easier, and you can design the columns and all that stuff. And number two, I think I chose it because Weebly allows quite a few integrations with other services. For instance, if you want to have like a PayPal logo in it, you can actually just use an embed code and put it in there. Third one, I chose it because you know how we are so mobile driven these days, lady. We have people on tablets and smartphones, right? And one of the better features of creating a website is have a mobile version of your website. So Weebly actually has that built into the website builder. So you can pick and choose as you develop your website. You can also take a look at the mobile version, so you can tweak the look of how it looks like on your tablets and smartphones. The other thing I chose it is because it has the e-commerce option. So yeah, that's the thing that I use. That's a website builder that I use for our website. It has a lot of features in it. In fact, I wanted to also share this information that I actually, in the process of getting ready for the show, I researched this platform, and a company online called websitetooltester.com. It's actually based in Germany. So I was checking it out, and according to this the website, what this company does is this is a company where these guys, you know, help small businesses and individuals create websites easily. They want to make sure that, you know, their clients or their audience have access to like simple but powerful website builders. So what I learned is, if you take a look right here in their tab, it says top website builders, and they actually ranked Weebly as the #1 website builder that is, you know, very easy to use. It basically says right here, unmatched ease of use. So that tells what it is. And you can, if you ever need to compare all the other website builders, they have even comparisons that you can do. I've heard people using Wix, and Wix I know uses a lot of HTML Flash. There's, you know, and I've used Webs before, Webs.com, but I didn't really like that platform. As you can see, it's rated #8 versus the Weebly #1, right? So
Yeah.
I think I made the right choice in that sense.
Yeah.
But I think it's also about what do you want to get out of your website, or am I wrong? Like, I think WordPress is good for certain types of businesses, or in Wix for others. Am I right?
Kenya would probably be best to answer that question.
Yeah.
No, I think you're absolutely spot on. My earplugs are falling out here, but I think you're absolutely spot on with that. I think, like Zeph said at the beginning, it's very important that you think about, you know, what your end game is, and not create a website just because it's popular to use a certain platform. Because you can, if you choose wrong, your hands will be tied, and you'll spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to, you know, and another thing that I see happening with business owners is they'll build a WordPress website and they'll contract it out to like a web developer or whatever, and you know, they don't know what to do, so they'll trust that person to take care of all the details, and then, you know, somewhere down the line they'll want to make a change and realize that, oh my goodness, I don't own my domain, and oh my goodness, I don't own my hosting. And how am I gonna, you know, and if you burn a bridge with that web developer, it's like they're MIA, you can't find them, so how are you're gonna have a fight on your hands to keep, you know, your content. So it's very important that you take time to figure out, you know, like Laurent said, you know your business, at least the very basics of like, where is my stuff hosted, you know, who owns my domain, so that you can make sure you have ownership of those things, so you don't get in a lot of trouble with that.
Oh my God, you get a dog for that. So true, because I hear often people, that's really the reason why I need it. You know, of course, WordPress is very powerful. There's a lot of things. Again, it is a website is a marketing tool for each and every of our business, right? And we have to really address that question. If you feel that you can sit down and learn, and then, like, you know, Kenya, like, she's techy enough to tackle it, and you know how to manipulate and develop and build on it, that's fine. But if you are also, for me, I didn't want to invest the time in learning WordPress, only because I feel that, I am intimidated. What can I say? There's a lot of moving parts, and of course it's a powerful tool, but my thought process of, if I have to pass this on to my team member, how much time would this person actually take to learn the platform? That's the reason why I went with Weebly, and I'm glad that did, because just like what Kenya was saying, if she made a great point where she said, where she mentioned about if you are working with a developer and for some reason those domain problems, this web hosting problem arises, and it's a bunch of other stuff, and you
Yeah.
don't want to do it, you know?
I want to ask you, Kenny, I want to ask you a question. What are your tips for creating right content for my website, and how do you recommend to actually produce that content on your website? You know, I do it, and I struggle to actually do, you know, with all the other chores that I have, to actually maintain the fresh content coming.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Mhm.
that is actually a really great question, because there are so many people that struggle with, you know, timely and consistent content. I would think that probably the best thing to do is to, first of all, sit down and create a calendar. You know, come up with a schedule and figure out, okay, you know, how often am I going to commit to creating and posting new content? And so whether that's once a week for you, you know, just figure out how the consistency, the time frame for that. And so once you know the date that you want to commit to publishing, then I would suggest, you know, come up with a production date. So, you know, you know when that content is going to go live. So say you're going to publish every Monday, and so maybe your production day is every Friday, you know, to create your content. Another option would be to batch produce your content in you know, at once. So, you know, choose a day out of a month to just create a bunch of content. Now, if you don't like to write, a good strategy could be to record your content as, like, you know, an interview, or record your articles and then have those transcribed. And that would be a good, fast way for you to kind of get that content edited and published on your website. So those are some of the rapid fire ways that you can create content. I always like to, you know, work with my clients and in my own business, pre-create content, because I think that is the most, you know, safe way to do it. You pre-create it in advance, you pre-schedule it, because WordPress allows you to pre-schedule your content in advance. So I would always say, just, you know, figure out a day where you can pre-create a bunch of content and then pre-schedule it out, so you can make sure you hit your publishing deadlines.
Great information right there. And I just want to, you know, we're always having fun, right, ladies? And then when we look at the time, we're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So before we
It goes
go,
so fast.
what's that, Kenya?
I said it goes so fast.
Yeah, they go so fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's not much time. But I just want to share, you know, our regular information. And before we go, I'll have the ladies also share their information so that they can actually tell you how you can connect with them. So if you're wondering where to watch Creative Chat Cafe, this is the website you'd go to, entrepreneurs.soar.com, and there is a tab that says Watch Hangouts, and if you click on it, you'll be able to see a tab that says Creative Chat Cafe. For some reason, it's not showing right here, but or you can actually go on. It's a little bit wonky, or you can go in down further in the page. You will see categories, and you can go under Creative Chat Cafe. You will see all the previous shows right there on that page.
Yeah.
And then we would invite you to also watch it on our YouTube channel. It's Entrepreneurs That Soar. Might have a little delay on my end here, but there's a playlist called Creative Chat Cafe 2014. You can catch up with all the previous episodes there also. Another last part that we would love to engage with you is go to Google Plus right here, and then there's a community called Creative Chat Cafe. Join us. There's a tab that says Introduce Yourself. We will also love to hear what you do. So come on in. This is the location where we have post-show conversations and engage. And if you have any questions for Kenya and LaRon, make sure to tag them in here so that they can also engage with you in here. So let me quickly get these ladies to share their information before we go. LaRon, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, thank you so much. So you can find me at info@lironglickman.com or my website www.lironglickman.com, which is LIRONEGLIKMAN. You're welcome to enjoy some resources and articles, and of course connect me. Thank you so much. Connect with me.
So much. Kenya, you're up.
Yeah, so if you're looking for more information on how to automate your online business and automate your marketing and product launches and make a lot of this stuff hands-free, you can visit KenyaHalliburton.com and check out the articles. And there's going to be some really great stuff happening come at the beginning of the year. So definitely get on the list.
Great.
Looking forward for that information. I mean, this is the end of the year where everybody has started thinking about, oh my God, I have to update my website. You know, this is a great information right here. And before we go, folks, just to kind of remind you, this is the website that you go to, entrepreneurs@soar.com, and there's a hashtag for the show. It's hashtag Creative Chat Cafe. Watch us Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to take this opportunity to thank my co-host right here. Thank you, Kenya. Thank you, Ron. Love having you both ladies here always.
Thank you.
So before we go, raise our mugs, just wanted to wish all of you out there have a great, productive week and have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.